So level 14 is in the game now, and you don't know which cards to upgrade first. Fireball, swarms, log bait, fireball bait, upgrade those things. Let's explore these interactions. So normally, a Mega Minion will two-shot a flying machine, but a flying machine that's one level higher is going to survive one extra shot from the Mega Minion, resulting in a completely different interaction. I might have planted the Mega Minion a little too far. Let's do that this time. These slight differences, placement and timing is key. Normally, a Barbarian barrel doesn't kill Rascals, Princess, or Dart Goblin. But a +1 Barbarian barrel acts like the log. And it does one-shot the Princess, Dart Goblin, and Rascal Girls. Archers and Firecrackers die in one shot to Mega Minion. But a higher level archer survives one shot from the archers. It's a completely different interaction and the archers win. Now, normally for the Mega Minion, it takes 3 shots to kill the Mother Witch. But a higher level Mega Minion, 2 shots the Mother Witch. And usually, Baby Dragon will 2-shot archers. But a higher level archer will actually tank 3 shots from the Baby Dragon. That is twice the amount of hits that they get on the Baby Dragon. Here's a regular Mother Witch, and here's a +1 Mother Witch. The higher level Mother Witch survives Fireball. That is the worst when Mother Witch doesn't die to Fireball. Minion Horde doesn't die to Fire Spirit. Interesting interaction change. But a higher level Fire Spirit one-shots the Minion Horde. I am going to max out my Fire Spirit and Furnace. Goblins are a very important overall interaction. Spear goblins, stab goblins. The death damage on the barrel will actually kill spear goblins. But higher level spear goblins will actually survive that death damage, tanking the skeletons and kind of taking out half of the barrel. It's not a bad interaction. Here's an interesting interaction. If you place the goblins not in the center, like on the side of the bridge, 1 tile to the left or 1 tile to the right, they're only going to get 2 stabs off of the tower. But if you plant them in the center, then they're just barely going to get 3 stabs. +1 goblins will actually survive 1 extra arrow shot from the Princess Tower. That is a lot more stabs. 1-on-1, the goblins, they die to the knight in 1 shot. But +1 goblins, they don't die to the knight in 1 shot. That's a huge interaction change. They're able to get way more stabs off. And they don't die. Here's a very interesting interaction that can flip the game. Same level goblins, they die in 1 shot to the goblin. +1 goblins, they survive the cannon. This is a huge interaction change. I didn't even plant them on top and it did stabs on the cannon. One thing too with the spear goblins, they are heckin' weak to everyone and everything. They die in 1 shot to the witch. They die in 1 shot to the Mother Witch. And they die in 1 shot to royal recruits. But they don't die in 1 shot if they're 1 level higher. Look at that amount of damage they did to the Mother Witch. Completely different interaction. Of course, you wouldn't feed the Mother Witch with spear goblins. Not a great example, but they don't die to witch in 1 shot. They also don't die to royal recruits in 1 shot. It's going to take a few more of them. Regular goblins die in 1 shot to the musketeer. But +1 goblins, they survive the musketeer. So normally, a Valkyrie is going to one-shot a Dart Goblin. It's going to one-shot the Princess, and it's going to one-shot the Rascal Girls. This also applies for the Royal Ghost. But higher level Princess, Dart Goblin, and Rascal Girls, they don't die in 1 shot. Here's a better example of the Dart Goblin. It's +1 level. It's going to pull the Valkyrie. And then she's going to get 1 spin-off. And it's still going to live for the first one. This one's a bit more important just because it does need to survive that. The interaction is very, very different in that it can get 2 more attacks on the Royal Ghost. Not sure why you use Dart Goblin to defend a Royal Ghost like that. Fireball bait is really important. This is what Fireball can do to stop the piglets. It's still going to get a couple hits. And that was with a pretty decent timing. Here's with a +1 Fireball. It's going to knock them all back. Tower's gonna be able to one-shot them. No connections. Max out your Fireball first. This isn't very relevant, but +1 Fireball does deny 1 more elixir from the collector. So there's that. Whoever plays Elixir Collector in 2021. Here's a nice one that I really like. Earthquake does a really good job of denying Furnace, but it's still gonna get that 1 wave. +1 Furnace, you don't even need to think about the timing of it. It's gonna completely wipe it out. Here's an interesting one. Same level goblins will survive a bandit shot, but a higher level bandit is going to one-shot these goblins. Completely different interaction. That's 3 less hits she needs to worry about. Very similar interaction with the miner. You guessed it, takes 3 shots. But a miner that's 1 level higher than the goblins one-shots them and connects to the tower. This kind of applies for the fisherman as well. A higher level fisherman's gonna one-shot the goblins. So rocket doesn't completely stop Expo, but it does a pretty good job. 300 damage still. But a higher level rocket completely stops Expo. Normally, Sparky dies to rocket. It's the hard counter. But a higher level Sparky survives the rocket. That is a huge interaction difference. A Sparky that's still alive, you gotta zap it, you've gotta log it, anything. It's just on a rampage to kill anything and everything in sight. Also, a Sparky that's one level higher survives itself. Kind of interesting. This is an interesting interaction, but lava pups will die to musketeer in one shot. Lava pups that are one level higher will survive one shot. That's so much of a difference. They're gonna just wreck that musketeer. So you can actually defend a balloon if your baby dragon is +1 level. You've got to react really quickly and make sure to put it in the path of the balloon so that it obstructs it and goes around. Another thing with a balloon, it just barely doesn't connect, and the death damage does not kill Dark Goblin Princess or the Rascal Girls. But a higher level balloon that drops its death bomb will kill Princess and Dark Goblin. Equal Bomber takes 4 shots to kill Barbarians. But a higher level Bomber only takes 3 shots to kill Barbarians. Very different interaction. And they win. Speaking about Barbarians, same level Barbarians versus Goblins. The Barbarian does not one-shot the Goblins, but a +1 Barbarian one-shots the Stab Goblins. This is really important to know against Goblin Barrel, Goblin Gang, and everything else. If you play Fireball Bait, Barbarians are going to be worth it to level up. Here's a really good one. The Pekka doesn't one-shot the Fisherman. It doesn't one-shot the Cannon Cart. It struggles with that especially. It doesn't one-shot the Piglets, which isn't really too big of a deal if you have the tower helping you, because it does kind of pick it off. But here's where it really struggles, when it's targeting the other piglet and the towers on something else. But a Pekka that's +1 one-shots the piglets. That's beautiful. It's also going to one-shot the cannon cart. I guess technically 2 shots. It's gonna one-shot the hunter. It's gonna one-shot the fisherman. It's gonna one-shot everything you throw at it. +1 Pekka is beautiful. And same level Pekka takes 3 shots to kill Hog Rider. Takes 3 shots to kill the Ram Rider. Takes 3 shots to kill the Knight. But a +1 Pekka is going to 2-shot the Hog Rider. It's gonna 2-shot the Ram Rider. And it's going to 2-shot a Knight. It's a very significant interaction if they're not in range of the Princess Tower. That's completely different interaction than if we're talking about that. So a same level Executioner versus a Musketeer is going to take 3 axe throws total. That's a lot of damage. This applies to most Fireball units like Electro Wizard, Musketeer. It's a lot of damage that he doesn't need to be taking. But a +1 Executioner 2-shots these units and went 1v2. I'll show a more fair example just so that we have the first one. Electro Dragon doesn't one-shot the goblins, but a higher level Electro Dragon does. That's something about that is very satisfying. It's especially helpful against Goblin Barrel. Bomb Tower is going to be useful against Minion Horde again, just because the bomb does kill them. That would have to be a higher level Bomb Tower, of course. Princess, Dark Goblin, Rascal Girls, they're all going to survive 1 shot from the Prince. Unless, of course, it's a +1 Prince. Also kind of worth noting that a +1 Prince will disintegrate Zappies. A Naked Prince will survive a Sparky shot. The one on the left dies, but the one on the right survives and takes out the Sparky. Completely different changes. Now, with all of these +1 interaction changes, we need to talk about the -1 interaction changes. Having a lower level card can sometimes be better. Let's talk about Magic Archer and Tornado. Same level Spear Goblins versus same level Magic Archer. They die in 1 shot. The Magic Archer only gets 1 hit on the tower. But if the Spear Goblins are higher level, they get way more shots. In this case, it got 2 more shots on the tower, but it also kind of struggled against all the other Spear Goblins. This is one of my most favorite interactions against the Princess. So the Magic Archer usually is going to 2-shot the Princess, but a higher level Princess can tank 1 extra shot from Magic Archer. That's 3 geometry shots to the tower. Oh, free damage all day, every day. If you've played in the beginning, you're gonna know that same level skeletons pretty much cancel each other out. But if your skeletons or skeleton army is 1 level higher, they survive that one attack and they completely win the interaction. And then they somehow connect to the tower. That's obnoxious. This is also going to change how your witch interacts with its own witch, because those skeletons are technically a level higher. So they're going to survive those other skeletons. Right when they spawn, the +1 witch wins. Same thing with bats and night witch. They cancel each other out. They deal as much damage as skeletons. They have as much health as skeletons. In that same logic, higher level bats will survive 1 hit from each other. So using that same logic, if they have a higher level graveyard, they're going to spawn +1 skeletons that the bats do not one-shot. That is obnoxious. This is a naked graveyard without a tank on their tower. Here's a very interesting interaction though. A lower level tornado doesn't completely kill skeletons, and you can actually activate the king tower. If you're a graveyard player, you're going to know that king tower activation means that you're not going to win that game. Having a lower level magic archer and a lower level tornado can be beneficial. The tornado is not going to kill the bats or the skarmy in 1 tick, but they will kill it. Essentially, if you're running Pekka, you're going to want to get the Pekka to level 14. Maxed out Sparky, really good. Maxed out Lava Hound against Musketeer, completely different interaction changes. These all kill skeletons. You definitely want to get log bait up, so get them all to max level, especially goblins. You do not want to see your goblin barrel getting zapped just because it's 1 level too low. Spear goblins survive extra things. Level 14 goblin gang is going to be so value as well. A higher level mother witch that survives a fireball, that's obnoxious. You got to level that up too. Level up all your fireballies, level up all your log baities, or whatever makes sense to your deck and play style. That's going to be for this video. Thank you to everyone that does use code OJ. If you want to check out more videos, they're up there. If you want to subscribe, hit the bell button. See y'all later.